Hello, everyone. I'm Sam.
And I'm Katie.
And we are Windy City Production. Now, you're tuning in because, of course, you're looking for most likely the best wedding photographer and or videographer who's going to fit your needs on your wedding day. We, of course, were married 8 years ago, and we'll never forget the challenge. The challenge is it's so very hard to compare apples to apples because from our experience, and still to this day, no one wants to list their pricing, what they do, what the final product is, ultimately what makes them different, right? And that's what this video is all going to be about, all right? I want to thank you for tuning in. If you are in for, of course, once again, searching for that photographer or videographer, you are at the right place because we're going to talk about some very specific things. Whether it's relevant to you or not, it's good to hear about these because obviously in your search, you're going to want to address these things with the other photographers and videographers. Now, as I always say, what it really boils down to is what makes them different? And that's what we're going to be tackling in this video. What makes Windy City Production specifically different, right? Yep. So I'm going to turn it over to Katie. She has a few questions, and she's literally going to let me ramble on, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sam. So, Sam, can you walk us through Windy City Production's value-adding upgrades?
Yeah, so obviously we have a very, very strong history of this. Now, it's kind of been on the lowdown, right? Because we've enjoyed essentially having that surprise for our couples. Now, people are catching up to it, right? They're guessing a lot of different things. And we've gotten to the point where we're like, you know what? The cat's, out of the bag, and we need to address these things because you are in a search and you need to, once again, if you're looking at Windy City Production, there's a lot of value that we add to our clients, all right? So I'm going to talk about a few specific ones. Pre-wedding, as I like to say, post-wedding, and essentially post-wedding, all right? So let's talk about pre-wedding, the value that we're adding for our clients, all right? So I'm going to include in this video as well, you're going to see some overlays here of emails I've shot out to past clients, right? And this is before their wedding day. So what we offered were, of course, free pre-shoots for all video clients. So whether you went with an associate package or a Sam and Katie package, you once again had that free option of a free pre-shoot, okay? You're probably seeing here, I'll make sure I overlay a video with a free pre-shoot footage so you can kind of see it. It's fun to incorporate into the video, right? And it helps loosen things up where you're like, wow, this is fun. I was nervous going into it thinking video was going to be very hard to be in front of a video camera, and then they come out and experience, they're like, this was so easy and fun, and they love it, right?
Absolutely.
Now, if that's not enough, we also shot out an email. And this was all to specifically mine and your video packages, right? Not the associate ones. And we were upgrading them, giving them the option to essentially take advantage of what we called our free grooms morning upgrade, right? So we had noticed in our videos that the grooms kind of got the short end of things, right? And we wanted to make it unique to them, right? So we were encouraging them to do something unique, and we wanted to capture it, whether it was going to the golf range, going to the shooting range, playing a pickup game of basketball, as you are probably seeing once again in the overlays here, because it's important, right? The point is, at the end of the day, we continue to offer these across the board. People, this wasn't in their contracts. It's not on our website. But at the end of the day, we wanted the best product and best service, so we felt it was important to offer these, right? Now, before I forget as well, all right, there was also, I'm going to lump this in here, the day of edit premieres, right? And that's what a lot of people are looking at, right? So a lot of people are seeing this and they're shocked by it, right? Now, the day of edit premiere is nearly, I would say nearly impossible. And I don't mean to say it to build myself up or anything crazy like that, but it is so very challenging. Now, I'm the only one on the team that has been able to pull it off for 2 full years. Now, over the past 2 years, I could probably count on one hand how many weddings I did not pull it off. And I've shot a ridiculous amount of weddings. All right. And the only reason I wasn't able to pull it off was obviously maybe it was a timeline issue, maybe it was a venue issue where we weren't able to make it happen. But probably 95% of the weddings I've shot, I've pulled off a day of edit. Now, I'm not shooting with a team. And at the end of the day, this isn't in the contract. And these videos are incredible. Once again, as I tell people, my objective, whether it's me or Katie, we want to make an incredible impact on your day, right? That day of edit, every time I do it, your guests and the couples are saying, this was so very special. I've never experienced anything like that. Yeah. And once again, that's what we're out there for. It's not easy. To pull this off is incredibly challenging. And to be honest, there's many times where I'm like, shoot, I don't know if I want to do this. And the reason why I don't want to do it is because I know how challenging and stressing it is. But it's always so worth it. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've seen me. I feel like my head's going to explode when I'm trying to edit that fast. Either way, This is what I would clump into our pre-wedding value-adding free services, right? Now let's talk about post-wedding, right? So we're going to move on because that's not it, right? We're just starting, right? So let's move to the post-wedding. So believe it or not, every wedding over the last 24 months was individually edited by either you or me for photo or video. That's crazy. Go to any other company and ask them, are the founders going to edit my wedding video or photos? Like, that's what we've done for 24 months. It's been crazy, but the honest truth, that's huge. And it's all about maintaining that quality. And for us, it was a feedback loop for our team so we can, once again, continue to grow them and critique them and help them continue to climb as well. So that was important for us, right? Now, a few other things we want to talk about as well as far as the post-wedding. Let's just throw it out there, right? Because this is, of course, new, right? We've been doing the free wedding albums, right? So, Katie, why don't you hold that up and kind of showcase a little bit? So we announced with COVID hitting that we wanted to make 2020 extraordinarily special, right? So what we did is we upgraded every single person who had a photo package, a full day wedding photo package, to a free 10 by 10 lay flat wedding album. And we've had so much fun with it. Giving someone a deliverable has been a blast. And our couples are just blown away. Either way, we've extended it to 2021 and moving forward. For us, it's just so very fun to give someone that. So this 10 by 10 free romantics wedding album has been an absolute blast. Now, one thing I totally forgot to bring in here is the tablet. So Katie's been schooling me. She's been delivering these to everyone, and the smiles and the experience has been incredible, right? It's literally a day-making experience for Katie, like, because we're on the opposite end of that as well. We love to see everyone excited. So just as of recently, I'm talking like, what, the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been upgrading every single video package with a free tablet. All right, so these are the Samsung tablets. Either way.
Incredible quality.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And the point was, same thing. I wanted something that they can touch and feel and watch their video instantaneously. And like, yeah, they got the digital copy and they can click the link and all of that. But this was important. I wanted something that they could take home and feel tangible, just like this. So that's something I've been doing as well, and it's been a blast, right? It's not in the contract. Neither of these things are. Going way above and beyond, right?
And I think the shock factor is just the same there.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. Totally. Now, moving forward with video, I'm going to keep that rolling, but I do have one twist to that, so I might change that, and it'll be for better, believe it or not. So if you're like, wow, how does it even get better? We'll see if I can continue. I'm always tinkering and messing around and exploring ways to add new value, as you'll see, right? But either way, that's what we've been doing this entire year, and moving forward is going to be awesome, right?
Yeah.
Free wedding albums, free tablets as far as to see your video on. That's incredible. Now, before I forget too, we just announced we're hooking up any engagement packages that go with a Sam or Katie engagement photo session are also getting a free wedding, like, engagement album, right? 10 by 10, same design. Like, once again, I want to reiterate, you can't buy this album from another company for less than $500 guaranteed. And that's what our engagement session costs. Mm-hmm. So you're getting Katie or myself shooting your engagement photos for, with a free engagement album for less than $500 is mind-blowing. Ridiculous. The industry hates us at this point, I'm quite sure, right? We're not done. Let's just keep this video rolling. This is important to you guys because, once again, you're trying to, see who at the end of the day is going to add the most value to you on your wedding day. So we talked about the pre-wedding upgrades, the post-wedding upgrades. Now I want to talk about the post-wedding upgrades, right? We've launched this, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, maybe even 3, the mini sessions?
Yeah, about 2.5, I would say.
So all of our past wedding couples, we like to call them our alumni. We love them. They're awesome. They've entrusted us to capture their wedding day. Mm-hmm. As we say, we're the only company that probably still adds value to them years after their wedding. And that's evident by this, what I'm going to walk you through. So if you are a past client of Windy City Production, you can go sign up any day you want for a free Tuesday mini session. Mm-hmm. And we're going out and capturing you and, of course, your hubby, and literally delivering those photos to you free of charge. Download them, print them, post them, share them, do whatever you want with them. We've been doing this forever, and our couples love it.
We love it too.
Oh, for sure. It's fun to catch up with them, everything. Like, what company does this? This is nuts, right? And if that's not crazy enough for you, we also do free headshots once a year because we understand we have a lot of clients who are changing positions or just want a new headshot because it's super old and they want a professional one. So we've been doing that. Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, we just wrapped up our free second annual Christmas shoot, right? So they're bringing out their families, right? And it's so fun. It's one of the funnest days literally of the year for us.
Yeah, we really look forward to it.
It's crazy. Like, just for some of our clients, some of these people booked us like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And Katie and I were laughing because we were so affordable 6 years ago.
Yes.
Like, some of these couples have come through and they've done free mini sessions, multiple. Yeah. They've done, this was their second free Christmas shoot, and they've done free headshot shoots. Yeah. Like, the savings just in those services were more than probably the package they bought us 6 years ago at.
Absolutely.
Like, it's craziness. Yeah. There's no company that does this, guys. Like, we have a blast doing this. This is what we live to do, is change the industry, raise the bar, raise the standards, raise what is thought even possible, right? Back to that day of edit, right? So you heard it. Free pre, free post, free post. These are some of the value-adding services that we add and have added over the last few years.
Absolutely. Awesome.
I know that was a lot, guys. I'm sorry. We're not done yet.
Yeah, Sam, that all sounds awesome. Would you be willing to share with us Windy City Productions value-adding terms now?
All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging in there. I promise it only gets better, right? And if you're like, wow, that's a lot already, I'm sold, hang on. It gets better because this is what we do. We literally are out to change the industry, all right? So let's talk about some of these value-adding terms, all right? Beginning, our 14-day turnaround time.
For the Katie and Sam packages.
Yeah. We've been doing this for years. We're the only ones that come out and let you know we're going to have your wedding, if Katie or I shoot it, fully edited and ready for you in 14 days or less. Now, we used to do that for the associates forever too.
We did.
But, being that Katie and I have been doing all the editing for the last 2 years, we wanted to build in a little bit more wiggle room. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, even so, within that 2 years, like, we still have been delivering, believe it or not, all the associates within 2 weeks. Yeah. Like, even though we now say 4 to 6 or 4 to 8, whatever it is, still incredible, right? And that's our goal, to continue that, is to have that rapid turnaround. And a lot of people they're like, all right, should I be worried about that? Well, look at our galleries, our photos, our videos. You tell me if you see any quality loss. For us, in order to have the best product, we've come to realize we need to get into it right away. We got to get into it because for whatever reason, I can remember the sights, the feels, the vibes, the emotions. I can recall them instantly. It's crazy. That's how it helps create these better edits. I could jump a lot more into it, but I already know I'm way past a lot of this, and we got some stuff to get through. Moving on. Low deposit. Our deposit used to be $500, which is super low per service. We cut it in half because of COVID-19. Like, we cut it down to $250. It's not uncommon to see a 30% or 40% deposit. And then not only that, they want you to make payments leading up to the wedding. Us, it's $250. Like, we went as low as we humanly could. Like, we just want to make sure that you guys, once again, lock us in, right? Like, that you have some skin in the game. That's what I'm trying to get to. Because if we didn't have a deposit, I'd be fine with that too. But then anyone could walk away and, we could risk getting screwed. Like, we still got to put food on the table. So now low deposit. Now let's tie this into the final payment. Yeah. Like, we're one of the few companies. I don't even know if anyone else.
I don't think so. I haven't heard
very few. If anyone does it, awesome.
More power to you.
More power to you. Welcome to the club. But either way, our final payment's not due until after the wedding, which is crazy. Yes, low deposit, final payment not due until after the wedding, right? Whenever you come in, some people race in knowing that their photos and videos are done in 14 days if they went with the Katie or Sam package. Other people wait a little bit. But the point is that final payment's not due until after the wedding, which people love because, as you'll come to find, everything's due before the wedding. And that totally sucks. Like, we've experienced that.
It can be pretty stressful, I imagine.
Absolutely. Now, the deposit, right? We've changed our terms too in our contracts because COVID has hit. And this has been a learning experience, right? I guarantee you, I'm probably one of the few, if not only, companies that came out and timestamped it. We addressed it right away. You can find the video. I just watched it today. And it was, I think, March 27th, I came out and let all of our clients know. I said a few things. I said, one, if we're not able to accommodate a date change, we will, of course, fully refund your deposit. And, refer back to that video. But the point is, we wanted to alleviate people, let them know, hey, one, if you got to change your date, we're going to do our best to accommodate it. If we can't accommodate it, we're going to refund the deposit for that service. And our clients have loved it. They didn't have to fight with us. I mean, that's not our style, but trust me, we've been shooting a ton of weddings this year. It's been a disaster for couples dealing with vendors. And they've shown their true colors. And they've shown they weren't prepared for it. They're not giving money back. They made it a headache. I mean, we've picked up so much business this year from people saying, I can't get a hold of my photographer. They ghosted me. They won't respond back. And we're like, they loved us. They loved the fact that we're upfront, we were transparent, and they loved everything about us, as you are now starting to learn and hear about us, right? So I'm going to keep it short there with the value-adding terms, right? Now, I know Katie had a few more questions, so I want to make sure I don't miss those too.
Thanks for sharing. Would you be able to share Windy City Productions value-adding recognition? So we've got quite a few of those.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to do my best to keep this short. Once again, I apologize. Because once again, but maybe I shouldn't, because you are truly looking, if you are looking for the best, this stuff is value adding to you, right? You want to know who you're hiring and what value they add to you, right? Those value adding terms, that's huge, right? To know that. The value adding pre-services, post services, and post services, that's huge to you too, right? And just as well as, our value adding recognition, right? Because once again, as you're looking for someone, you want to make sure that they are recognized. That way that they're reliable, dependable, right? So I'm going to go through this. I'll try to keep it short, right? So 8 award-winning years of experience, right?
Ninth coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah, for sure. So I know the Knot and Wedding Wire will be releasing it here in a few weeks. As far as, and that'll be year 9, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. Not a single missed wedding over this time. Like, dude, we've planned for it, we prepared for it, and that's a testimony in itself. Unfortunately, a lot of companies, it's hit or miss for some of these, right? Which is unfortunate, right? Now, a few other things. The Knott's Best of Wedding Hall of Fame, we've gotten that, which is awesome. There's not many companies that have that, and it just goes to show once again that you are credible and you're dependable and you've been in business, to a good degree, right? Now, this is some of the more telling stuff, right? So we started with some of the easier things, and I'm not discounting any of that. That does add value, but here's some more of the telling stuff. So just actually this past calendar year, we were awarded the 2020 Editor's Choice Award by Two Bright Lights. Yeah. And we were one of 12 companies that received this selection out of 40,000 companies. And it was based on how often we were published nationally and featured, right, by different blogs, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And that's a testimony. Like I said, people these publishers, they love our photos for good reason. There's that quality there, right? Yeah. There's only 11 other companies that could say that. We're one of them, right? One of the 12. That's huge, right? There's, like I said, I don't think there was another, even in the Chicagoland area, clearly. I could be wrong. I'll have to double check on that. But either way, that certainly adds credibility, right? We've went painstakingly through counting this. Either way, be our guest to redo it. Last time we checked, we were the #1 most rated husband and wife team, right? Yeah. Doesn't matter where you go, just search Windy City Production, whether it's the Knot, Wedding Wire, Google, Facebook, everywhere. You're going to find hundreds of raving reviews about us, right? That's the credibility. That's the years of experience, right? That's our amazing couples, once again, sharing their experience and our continual value-adding services that they experience, right? Now, this is some of the stuff that I know Katie will probably blush about, but is really important to us, right? We've been competing internationally, right? Katie and I, on an individual basis. So, this whole the Knot and Wedding Wire, they'll claim that you're award-winning, and we just felt like it didn't add a lot of substance because there's a lot of companies that can claim that, right? And we knew we're incredible shooters, and we want to prove it to our clients, right? So we've been competing over the last, 2 years, in these international award-winning competitions, right? Yes. The best of the best photographers are competing on a month-to-month basis, right? And within these various polls, Katie actually just wrapped up Wed Awards 2020 polls, tied for second place internationally. Second best shooter, according to the Wed Awards polls, Katie, right here sitting between you, right? Mind-blowing. Now, I know Wedison's still rolling. Yeah. You're in the hunt there. I think you're in 5th place. Mm-hmm. You still have 5 more months, and you tend to make up a lot of room near the end, right? So still, guys, the point is, at the end of the day, there's not another photographer in the Chicagoland area that can say they're ranked second in the 2020 Wed Award polls, or that they're ranked higher than Katie and Wedison's polls either. This is the crazy value-adding differentiator, right? I wish I was in those numbers, but I'm not. But the point is, I do have some recognition. I have some award-winning photos. I'm nowhere near Katie. She's been crushing it. Yeah, and the thing is, I will throw this out there. Probably 85% of the weddings I shoot are video.
That's true. Yeah.
So you get way more, like it's almost
Opportunity.
the complete opposite, where you're shooting 85% photo and vice versa, right? So you have way more opportunities to compete with photo than I do, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to throw that out there. Either way, as I like to say and think back, it's not bad for some college business grads, right? Like that's the crazy thing. So our backgrounds, I'll be very brief about this. We did not go to an art school. No way. We are literally business grads. Katie has her, her bachelor's in business administrative.
And hospitality as well.
And I literally have a master's degree in accounting from a top 10 accounting school. And people are like, and you're doing what? Yeah. Guys, if that's not telling in itself, like who seriously has an accounting degree, master's accounting degree from a top 10 accounting school, online to be in the Big Four, and they're shooting, photos and videos. Like I love what I do. Clearly, like I could easily go do the accounting job, but this worked out and I love this, right? Yeah. To be out and to make such a big difference on a wedding day is priceless to me. Mm-hmm. Either way, huge. Now, once again, guys, we're always looking to add value right now. Of course, we talked about some of those things. I know there's one other question you were hoping to briefly tackle.
Yeah. So could you touch upon Windy City Productions value adding wedding day techniques?
All right, so these are a little bit more to clear, like a little bit harder to clarify, right? Because once again, I can show you the awards, I could show you the rankings. I can't show you what we're doing on a wedding day yet, right? I can tell you what we do, and you'll have to believe me for it, right? At the end of the day, this more, I would say, kind of aligns with our vision and our style, which we've developed completely different from everyone else. We've seen, obviously, we shoot photo and video. So there's many weddings where we're strictly shooting video with different photo companies, and we're the furthest thing from them. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just a stylistic difference. Our stylistic difference is as we like to coin it, is we create moments. Mm-hmm. So we've seen the photographers where it's look happy, look like you're in love. And that's not us at all. We're there to create simple moments, because whenever I hear that, I see the couples and they're like, all right, what am I doing with my hands? They feel awkward and nervous. For us, it's much simpler. We're saying, hey, can you whisper in your husband's ear 2 things you love about him, right? Now we get that authentic blush that we would never get, right? Because he loves what he's hearing, right? Or vice versa. Having him whisper in, your ear where he sees, you guys 5 years from now, and you're giggling and having fun with it. Very simple moments, right? Very natural moments. Our couples love that, right? They love the fact that it becomes very authentic and natural for them to do, right? There's nothing worse than that awkward walk towards me like you're in love. And we've seen that all the time, right? Not us. We create moments. That's really, really important to us. The other thing is working as a unit. Anytime we're shooting photo and video as a company together, we do it so much better. Yeah. Like video is so challenging with other photo companies. We've reached out to them we've talked to them on the wedding days. Like I have video footage because I've gotten smart about it. I'll go up to talk to the photographer and let him know my strategy for the ceremony, and I'll let the camera record. So that way I have it documented. And I'm like, guys, when it comes to the vows, please be cognizant of my back camera in the aisle, right? Yeah. And then every time, what is it? They're literally standing right in front of the camera, blocking it. Like, I told you. And then I'm like making eye contact with them. They still don't get it. It's like, how do you miss that? How do you miss the camera you're 2 feet in front of? It blows me away. Yeah. And
it not only hurts, obviously, video.
Oh, it totally hurts the client.
It does. It hurts the client.
Absolutely. It's frustrating. You know what I mean? We're there to, at the end of the day, hopefully create the best product, right? And we need to work as a team. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. The other thing, I'll be brief, and there's a lot of things, but these are kind of the big things, is respecting, of course, the moment, right? And there's maybe never a better precedent than right now with talking about this, because we live in this COVID world, and how important is it to have those people that are able to come and visit and play a part in your wedding day? Maybe it's limited to 25. And the point is, you're never going to have those same 25 people most likely in the same room, especially on your wedding day, because it's a one-time shot event, right? And we want to make sure you enjoy your day to the best of your ability. So it's not going to be a never-ending death march photo shoot. We've seen enough of that with other photographers. That's not our style. We want to capture your photos and make sure we get incredible ones at that, whether it's photo or video. We want you to enjoy your day. That's really important to us, guys. We want those authentic shots as well of you hanging with your guests and having a good time. That's really, really important to us, guys. Now, I know I've touched, of course, on some of the value adding differences. I think you had one question that you were going to push me on here.
Yeah. So, Sam, what can you expect from the industry?
Oh, don't get me started.
Here we go.
There's a lot.
Upon.
And I don't mean to say this in a way where I want to attack them. It's not that. Don't think that. But the frustration is we've been in your shoes. We've dealt with it. The constant going to websites and no one wants to list their price. They want to tell you in a paragraph what their, literally what their favorite pizza is and that they love puppies and their favorite color, but call them for the pricing. Never made sense to me. Here's the reality to anyone who's in our industry and you're watching this video. Guys, this is the reality of it. If you cannot be upfront and straightforward as far as what your product is, what it costs, and what makes you different, why in the world would you expect them to entrust you to capture possibly one of the most important days of their life? Guys, think through that. Seriously. So yeah, pricing's a big thing. You got to be upfront. You got to be honest. You got to let people know what you cost. You got to let them know if there's additional fees. You got to let them know all these things, right? You also got to let people know what differentiates you, right? Let them know up front, right? And even if you're new and there's not a whole lot differentiating you, that's fine. We started there too. You know what I mean? But you got to keep looking for ways to add value and keep adding value and documenting your ability to add value for other people as you climb up that value adding ladder, right? The other thing, we see this all the time, and it's crazy. We'll go to these websites and some of these people, they act like they're experts, right? They'll tell you and preach that they're these experts and they'll have these blog posts on how to have you maximize your wedding day. And I don't mean to dog them, but the point is then I'll do my research and they have like 4 reviews. And I'm like, I've never seen them, never heard of them. And they're trying to play it off like they're this huge pro when they have no experience whatsoever. Maybe it's the fake it until you make it. Not our style, once again. And I don't mean to dog them, but the point is just be cognizant of that. Reviews, once again, that's a resume, right? You got to look through those and see, have they been in business? How long have they been in business? How have they, maintained themselves? Especially right now, this 2020 is it's going to be a big gap in a lot of resumes. A lot of people aren't shooting for a good reason. Maybe they're not adding enough value. I'll tell you what, if you look at our reviews in 2020, we're still shooting. We're shooting a lot, right? The other thing, no one wants to tell like when they're going to deliver a product or what the final product even is. Mm-hmm. Like there's so limited information. It's mind blowing. Like it blows my mind. Like it's not unheard of. We keep hearing horror stories where it's like 6 months when someone gets their photos or a year. We're not talking 14 days. We're talking 6 months and a year. Like, that's just nuts. And not only that, you pay up front. Anyways, limited experience just blows my mind, right? Mm-hmm. Then the other thing, obviously in this COVID world, people are getting away with it. You don't need an office. Now, I always tell people just be cognizant. You want to see an office from my professional experience. And I look for offices with other people because it shows me that they're dedicated to it, right? Like they clearly have a lease, most likely they're going to be in business for a while. And the problem is if I'm looking to get a vendor for, work on my house or whatever, I want to make sure they're legitimate, right? If something goes wrong, am I just supposed to randomly show up at the last Starbucks I met them at and hope to God they show up? So randomly, maybe that's the Starbucks they always go to. So yeah, for me, a studio is, once again, it's a little bit more credibility to know that they're going to be dependable and in business and reliable. It's not this end all be all, but it's these are the pieces you're looking for, right? Now, the other thing that I see all the time is mixed galleries and stylized shoots. Mm-hmm. Like stylized shoots, these photographers, videographers, you'll see these incredible videos, except there's no bridal party. There's no guests.
Sometimes no groom.
Yeah. They're stylized, guys. Like they shoot them over a day. That doesn't tell you anything as far as their capability of handling themselves under pressure on a wedding day, right? We don't have unlimited time and a whole host of vendors sitting there to make everything perfect. Be cognizant of that. Don't be afraid to ask, is this a stylized shoot, right? I'm not dogging them once again. I'm just saying it's unfortunate because I see companies and people push this as if it was a real shoot. And I just think it's
not reality.
Yeah, and it's not cool. You know what I mean? And the other thing is the mixed galleries. Like we're not fans of having mixed galleries on our website. Now we do have one. And that's all these wedding awards that Katie keeps winning and smoking me in. But aside from that, Every other gallery you're going to find is a full wedding gallery because we want you to know, once again, how we shoot from start to finish. We want you to see and feel like, once again, if there's any moments missed, you'll see it. Did we shoot the details? Did we shoot the guys? Did we shoot the girls? Did we shoot the romantics, the family photos? Everything should be there. It should feel like you're living the wedding day. That's our ultimate objective. And that's why we're fans of full galleries. We're all about transparency, as you can see. I could make the most ridiculous mixed gallery if I wanted to and sell everyone on it. But that's not our style. But be careful because that's what others are doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The crazy thing is, with all this limited information out there and all this craziness in our industry, what you'll find out at the end of the day is that you're basically paying more money for a photographer with less experience, very little value-adding services, more than you would pay for us, which blows my mind. Once again, guys, this video was to once again show you the difference between us and everyone else. As I tell people, you got to be able to differentiate yourself. There's no doubt in my mind, Windy City Production has and continues to add more value than anyone else. That's what we live to do here with our company. Once again, if you are looking for an incredible wedding photographer or videographer, I'd encourage you to continue to dig a little bit deeper here into Windy City Production. As you can tell, there's a lot of magic that's happening here with our company. I'm just glad you stay tuned where we can walk you through all the differences. And I'm just going to clear the air. There's not a single company, including us, that's perfect for everyone. It really just depends on what matters most to you guys, right? So do your due diligence, do your research. Don't stop at us. Go out, look at other photographers, other videographers. You want to, once again, find someone whoever matches up with what you're looking for. At the end of the day, if you're looking for someone who's going to continue to add value in huge ways, not only on your wedding day, but after your wedding day, then I think you're going to really love what happens here at Windy City Production. Guys, I'm so sorry if this went long, but you deserve it. Thank you for tuning in on this video. Once again, I'm Sam.
I'm Katie.
And we hope you guys have a fantastic